Well, as the calendar turns to August, it can only mean one thing: back to school. With another school year about to kick off, it's an opportunity for parents and students to sit down and look at ways to improve their study habits at home and in the classroom. And lucky for us, we have the perfect expert to help us out. Dr. Michele Borba is an internationally recognized expert and author on children, teens, parenting, bullying, and moral development. She joins us now with some back-to-school study tips. Hello, Dr. Borba. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you. And you're right on the mark. You know, we're all concerned about making sure that our kids have a successful school year. But one of the things that really optimizes success is teaching study habits. And the best thing is they're learned and parents can encourage them.
All right, well, that's great to know. And, first thing I want to ask you about, we hear a little bit more today about studying in groups and maybe why kids should do that. So what are some of the benefits of doing that?
Well, first of all, we know that peer studying and group studying actually helps them learn 21st century skills. Things like communication, face-to-face, creativity, teamwork, and for kids who would rather text than talk, those are fabulous ways to encourage them to learn the skills that are going to help them get that job entry skill later on.
Very important indeed. Now let's get right into study habits. What are some of the effective ones that students can learn?
Well, first of all, Post-it Study Collection. It has wonderful tools that are going to help kids stay organized and be organized as they're studying, whether in groups or alone, for their homework. Tip number one, the first thing every night when your child comes home overwhelmed with "I have so much to do," teach them to prioritize and goal set. You just pull out your agenda or pull out your organizer, sweetie pie, and on study notes, write down on each note card, a different one per note, each item that you're supposed to do. Maybe it's geography and spelling and math. Now put them in the order that you're going to complete them. And as you complete each one, rip it up or cross it off. What you're doing is you're helping your child learn to goal set, but they're also reducing stress because you're getting closer and closer to the end. One other little thing, teach your child to do the hardest thing first. Why? Because that's the one that's boosting the stress, and if he's so stressed out and puts the hardest thing to the very end, what actually happens along the way is he can't concentrate on the rest of the items as well. So just hardest thing first, prioritize along the way, and that's a simple tip.
Okay, that makes great sense. And you already talked about how to alleviate a little bit of stress and doing that with prioritizing. Any other planning techniques that you can share with us?
Well, another planning technique that you certainly want to do is boost right over to what's called how to study well. Now, when we grew up, it was highlighting everything on the page, and we now know that that doesn't help your child recall information as well as you could with one other tip, and that is, as you're reading your page, stop. Encourage your child at the end of each paragraph, at the end of each page, and on each study note, write the single most important fact or turn it into a quiz note. Here's what the teacher is probably going to ask. If you continue to do that along the way, what you'll have is fabulous collection of study note cards that you can review in the carpool or pull them out from your backpack. Another thing is there's a study notebook kit from Post-it that's wonderful because it attaches right to the back of a book or inside your agenda. Everything is in one place, ready to go, and you'll be able to actually use the flags as well. For instance, pull out a flag and find out from everything on that page what's the most important thing that's going to be on the test tomorrow and flag it. Now you can go back and just review the flags along the way.
All right, these are all wonderful tips, and in case people would like some more information as we get into the school year, where can they go find them?
A great resource. Go to postit.com/study. Postit.com/study. Why? Because it's wonderful ideas of everything that I've been saying today, plus dozens of more, teaching kids study habits that are going to peak performance and get everybody off to a better back-to-school year.
All right, well, Dr. Michele Borba, we thank you so much for the timely tips to help the students and the families deal a little bit more with back to school. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you.